Hey guys, Bohemian Rat here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a tunnel hammock or tube hammock. This one is actually a lot simpler than it looks, and you can impress all your friends and family, and they'll think you spent a ton of time on this hammock when in actuality it's fairly simple. So first off, you're going to need a sewing machine, you're going to need scissors, you're going to need pins. You can have matching thread if you want, but it doesn't really matter. And this is also optional, but it really helps. You can get this at, Joann Fabrics, just a craft store, or you can order it online. This is boning, plastic boning. This was the either thickest or second thickest kind that they had. I can put in the description what it's called. But anyways, and you're also going to need fleece. You want to have it double-sided. You want a double-sided hammock. It can be of the same fleece, or it can be one side flannel, one side fleece, or it can be two different kinds of fleece. So first off, before you even start or cut or measure, you're going to want to take your fleece and figure out the minimum width that the tunnel is going to have to be. So how you do that is by wrapping around your fleece around your sewing machine like this. Sorry, Briar has free time right now. And you want to have the finished product. So after you're done sewing the square, you want it to be at least big enough to fit around here, because what you're going to do is you're going to sew like this, and it's going to be really hard if you have like a tube that's like this big, because you're not going to be able to fit it around your sewing machine. So I'm just going to do a quick measurement to see just the minimum, and then I'm going to make it a little bit bigger than that anyways. So taking the edge, going around, so that would be about the minimum. And since you lose about an inch in sewing sometimes, I'm just going to mark like right about here is how wide I want my square to be. So right about here is how wide my square is going to be. So I'm just going to make sure that it's square. As I say in all my videos, when you are sewing, you want to make sure that you place both right sides together. So I don't know how well you can tell on the camera, but see how this side is a lot brighter than this side? That's because this is the right side and this is what you want on the outside. But since we're sewing with hidden seams, you want it on the inside first, and then we're going to flip it right side out. Alright, I've pinned all four sides. And then I cut this excess fabric, and I don't cut where the fabric is on the gap, because you're going to need that later when you have to fold it inside. All you have to really do is just fold it in half, line it up, pin it, and then sew pretty much as close as you can to the edge. Like sew along this seam that you've already created, because the closer you sew to the edge, the less fleece is wasted and the wider your tunnel will be. So the next step is where the boning comes in, and like I said, you totally don't have to do this. It just helps for the hammock to keep its shape. But basically what you're going to do is fold these ends, and then we're going to put them over the sewing machine like this, and just kind of turn it while it's sewing. And that's why I was saying you want your tunnel to be at least as big as your sewing machine here, so it can just slide right on like a sock. But yeah, figure out how wide you want this overlap to be. You could have it really wide if you wanted. You could have it narrow. I'm gonna have it just wide enough to slide this in, because you're gonna sew all the way around. You're gonna leave a little tiny hole that you're gonna slide this in. Alright, we're done with sewing. Hi, Briar. Briar gets usually at least an hour minimum a day. Oh, what are you doing? Oh my, she scared herself. Okay. You just kind of stick the boning in and just kind of work it through. I'm trying to get this so you guys can see it well. And just wait till you can feel it work itself around. And then you're going to cut it off and tuck it in. Sometimes this can come out in the wash, or I have had my rats like just drag it out. But see how that makes just like a nice opening and compared to the other side? So it keeps it nice and round. We're gonna go ahead and do the same on this side. I think there's just enough. All right. And we'll cut that little bit off. If you have a good sewing scissors, it should be just fine to cut. But yeah, you know, you could actually go back and sew over this, hand sew it, because it's just a tiny hole, and that'll keep it in there. But ta-da! We have a nice little tube hammock. Now, as far as hanging goes, I don't put in grommets just because I honestly don't even know how that would work. Basically what I do is I take a safety pin and I just stick it through here and hang it from there, or you can just cut like a little hole in the fabric and take a shower hook and put it through there. I haven't tried to put grommets in because that would be pretty difficult to do. You'd almost have to do that before you even sew it, but anyways, there it is. There's a tube hammock. You can make this as long or as wide as you want. This hammock was a 16 by 16. And I'll get Briar here. Size comparison. So that's perfect if you got, you know, a couple rats. They'll love that. But yeah. So thanks for watching. I really hope that this was helpful. I hope that you guys are inspired to make your own rat hammocks. Like I said, this hammock was actually really easy to make. The only reason it took me longer was just, you know, because I was explaining it. Like I said, it's just a square. All you're making is a square, and you're folding it and then folding it again. That's all you're doing. Really simple. It looks really fancy, but it's really simple. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Happy ratting. Bye.